Hi, it's the right Rican, and I'm just a guy making a video in my basement. So, all right, Mark Dice, look, listen, I've been watching you for years. I've been watching you um, since I found you on Alex Jones, when I was watching Alex Jones all the time. And I like your takes for the most part, but here is one where you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm going to show you post I'm talking about, and he made a video about it too. And it goes, yeah. Um, Look, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm not a huge fan of Bad Bunny's music, except for his new album, which and anyway, let me not go into that. But it goes here for those who tell you that Bad Bunny and Puerto Ricans are Americans, just respond by informing them that Puerto Ricans can't vote in a presidential election. So, no, they're not really Americans. They're paper Americans or pseudo Americans. It's a territory, not a state. They have their own history, culture, holidays, and language. We have ours. In America, we speak English. We celebrate Thanksgiving and 4th of July. American culture is white culture, not whatever the heck the Super Bowl halftime show was. Okay, here, let's begin. Let's first start with this whole nonsense. Okay, yes, if you live in Puerto Rico, you can't vote in elections. Okay, but if Puerto Ricans like me, we live all across America, we could vote. That's one, and it goes here about it's a state having their own culture, their own history. You know, Mark, I know you're from California, and people in California may not care about their state history, but you know what? Other states do. I lived in Texas for 6 years. They have holidays there that we don't, like San Jacinto Day, which is Texas Independence Day. Are you going to complain that Texans aren't real Americans because they celebrate the independence of their state? So uh, let's be real. Um, I'm not one. So here's the second point from the U.S. Department of War, not some woke site or anything like this. It's the U.S. Department of War. Okay, Puerto Ricans have been fighting in every American war since World War One. Okay, so I have a great uncle that fought in the Korean War. So yes, so if you're gonna say that Puerto Ricans aren't Americans, guess what? We've shed blood for this country, and what in light of his ignorant comment about saying that America's white culture, here's the whole thing. Here's what was the beauty of America before this woke nonsense, before this illegal immigration crisis that we're having, is the fact that people from other countries would come here, would assimilate, bring the best of their cultures and stuff to America. You know, we bring the best and the brightest from other countries and we bring them here. And it doesn't have to be from white European countries. It could be from Latin American countries. It could be from Asian countries. It just the best and the brightest used to come here. The problem is now is people don't want to assimilate. And if you don't want to assimilate to the American culture, then that's the problem. Because then you have people who aren't proud of living here, that aren't proud of growing up here, aren't, people want to change and make us a Marxist country. And that is a problem. But then you also have problems with people like Mark Dice that make stupid takes like this, which push people to um, the left. Same way same way the left pushed me to the right. I'm a middle of the road guy, but this take reminds me of um I been talking at church about don't be a stumbling block to your brother. And this is what this guy is doing in a non-religious sense, but he's being a stumbling block to Puerto Ricans and other people from Latin America that want to come here, that want to assimilate, that want to become Americans, that want to assimilate to the American way of life. So I'm gonna leave it there. I didn't want to keep this long. I didn't preach, but Mark, you need to do better. You need to do better. I'm not gonna go as far as calling you, you know, I'm not gonna call you the R word because I think that's stupid. You have some prejudices there, mm, and you need to check your prejudices and see where does this come from. But so do better. Puerto Ricans are Americans. We fought in every American war since World War I. We've shed blood for this country, and yes, we are proud of being Puerto Ricans just as much as Texans are proud of being Texans. And if you ever been to Texas, if you've ever lived in Texas and you're not originally from Texas, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's like my shirt says here, proud American with Puerto Rican roots, and that's how we look at. That's how a lot of us proud Puerto Ricans who are Americans, we're also proud Americans. That's how we view ourselves, especially the ones that were not born on the island. So if Mark Dice, if you so happen to come across this, which it doesn't matter one way or another, it's like if you don't think that we're Americans, vete pa'l carajo. That's all I could say. And no, I won't translate it.